remember watching this interview of Dillian Whyte. I think his last interview where he kept calling Tyson Fury Luke, and verbally insulting Tyson Fury, etc. But Coogan talks to him and says to him, I don't know where it comes in, but he mentions Dereck Chisora, and Dillian says he's a real narcissist. He says he's a scum. He's a narcissist. He's a nasty piece of work, and he just kept saying that. Coogan was like, wait a minute, I thought you guys squashed any beef you had. I thought you guys were cool. And Dillian was like, yeah, that's what I thought, but that just shows what kind of narcissist Dereck Chisora is. We were cool, but then he started talking rubbish on the interview platform, saying that he can beat me in a third fight and that I'm rubbish and that I'm nothing and he's gonna help Povetkin beat me up. And so Dillian said, you know what, he's just a disgusting piece of work. He's a narcissist. I don't like him. Coogan was a bit shocked. Sometimes Dillian in those interviews with Coogan, he says certain things and he's joking and he says certain things, but that one you could tell by the aura of Coogan's response and the way Dillian said it was he was not happy with Dereck. And that little bond of friendship they had after the second fight, where they kind of showed that respect, is out the window. And Dereck really made it. Dereck really set that tone when he said that, listen, he'd be pushing for a third fight and that he knows he can beat Dillian Whyte easily. Dereck don't care about none of this. Dereck don't care about this guy knocked him out cold. Dereck don't care about that. In Dereck's eyes, you didn't knock me out. I ain't lost. You didn't win. I ain't lost. The referee was talking rubbish. He was distracting me. He was on me. You know what I'm saying? I was bobbing and weaving good. I was avoiding your left hook action. I was bobbing and weaving good the whole fight. I was pressuring you. I was ahead on the scorecards. I was hitting you to the body well. I was outworking you. And I made one little mistake, got complacent, came in square, and got hit with a left hook. But I still beat you. That's what Dereck's saying. That's what Dereck's saying. And realistically, there is no clamour for the third fight. The first fight was controversial. Many thought Dereck won. I thought it was close. I had Dereck by 1 round. It was a very tough, close fight. Second fight was tough, close, but Dillian ultimately knocked him out cold. There was no way Dereck was getting up from that shot. Dereck was hurt in the first fight a few times, but I feel like Dillian was hurt more in the first fight than Dereck was. He was definitely maybe not hurt, but he looked more hurt in the first fight than Dereck did, because the way Dereck was loading up on the ropes and he was hitting Dillian clean. Like, if you look at the replay of the first fight, everybody just remembers Dillian Whyte getting hit clean continuously, which is why a lot of fans seem to always think to themselves, Dereck got robbed the first fight, Dillian definitely lost, because they always think to themselves, the beating, I think it was in the 5th round, Dillian was taking a beating from Dereck. Big, wide, looping left hooks were just hitting Dillian clean. But people forget, Dillian hit Dereck a couple of times. And Dereck was a veteran in that fight. He tucked up when he had to tuck up. He took a few shots, but he kept coming forward and ate a couple of shots. I think he was noticeably hurt a couple of times, but no, he wasn't as hurt as Dillian was, which gives people the fact of thinking that Dereck got the upper hand. I mean, Dereck did outwork him at times, but in the second half, Dereck did take rounds off just by default. In the second fight, Dillian looked stronger. He looked fitter. He looked more composed. His punches looked more crisp. He was using his jab, although his jab was failing him because Dereck kept bobbing and weaving and getting the inside. So the jab that was so pivotal for that when he fought Joseph Parker, it wasn't as pivotal as it was against Dereck, because Dillian was throwing a lot of jabs against Parker to unsettle him so he can set up his own offense. Whereas against Dereck, he was throwing just 2 heavy jabs to push Dereck back. But he couldn't keep Dereck back enough because Dereck kept bobbing and weaving. And Dereck was bobbing and weaving good and applying a stiff jab to the body, and then 2 combinations to the body and pushing Dillian back, and then going 2 combinations to the body, 2 combinations to the head. That's Dereck Chisora's signature punches. You're not going to get no Dereck Chisora punch better than that. Combination to the head, boom, to the next. Combination left foot to the body, left foot to the head. That's what took out Spilka. So, in the second fight, Dereck and David Haye figured that Dillian's left hook is a counter punch that he uses when he's getting hit But if we can evade that counter by bobbing and weaving and getting the inside, then we can make our own offense, which worked for most of the fight. Although they did not expect Dillian Whyte's right hand to be as crisp as it was. And Dillian knew this, which is why in the first round, he stunned Chisora with a straight, sharp right hand that had him wobbling. And if you watch that fight, Dillian didn't throw that many and land that many clean, sharp and hard left hooks against Chisora in the second fight, sorry. But he did land a lot of crisp, straight right hands that noticeably hurt Chisora throughout that fight. And we know Chisora's got a good chin, and we know he's tough. But he was hurt way more in the second fight than he was in the first fight. That's my opinion. Is it because that counter-attacking fight took a lot out of him? Probably. I mean, punch resistance doesn't get better, it gets worse. You know. So, in the third fight, I know Dereck is looking better now. He's looking sharper. His punches are looking harder. But since that loss to Dillian Whyte, who has he really fought? You know, yeah, he beat Gashi, which was a rubbish fight to watch. Destroyed Spilka. Beat David Price, but who hasn't? If he was to beat an Usyk, I got a question for you guys. If Dereck Chisora would beat Usyk, does he have a better resume than Dillian Whyte? Or a better question to just weigh it up. Who is better than Usyk on Dillian's resume if Dereck was to beat Usyk? Because if he was to beat Usyk, I'm pretty sure that would warrant him a title shot against Joshua. I don't know how it's going to work out, but that would put him in a good position. Just imagine if Dereck Chisora gets a title shot before to fight for more belts than Dillian is. Some would say Dillian's been very fussy in getting his title shots. Some would say that. Some would say he's been hard done badly by the WBC. Some would say he's a bit of a crybaby and he's been a bit ungrateful. Did decline 2 eliminators against Puna and Ortiz. But everyone always talks about how Deontay Wilder's ducking him. So, you got to weigh up, you know what I'm saying? People will say he could have fought against Joshua, but he wanted more money. Some people would say it's not about, you know, he goes on, he just wants to fight, but it is about money because he wanted more money against Joshua. So, it's all about weighing things up. What do you feel like each fighter is saying? Because Dereck, if he was to beat Usyk and fight Joshua and then beat Joshua, Whyte would definitely give him a third fight. 100%. The incentive is there. Dereck's basically, I've beaten Dereck twice. I've knocked him out cold in the second time. And he's got world titles. I'm fighting for a third time. But with no world titles or no high ranking, I just don't see Dillian having a third fight. But Dereck will push for it. As long as Dereck's still breathing and still moving, he says he's going to keep fighting. I mean, I would pick Dillian to win the second fight, but because of the style and the way Dereck fights and the way Dillian fights, that still could be a tough fight for him. But, you know, I don't think, no matter how many times Dereck fights Dillian, it's always going to be a tough fight, in my opinion. And some would say, how likely is Dillian going to be able to knock Dereck out cold like he did the second time? Isn't likely going to do that again? I'd bet not. But because of what he did in the second fight, is Dereck going to just keep walking forward? Because Dereck has said it in the first fight and he said it in the lead up to the second fight. He said Dillian has no power. He can't hurt me. And as a pressure fighter, you got to have that mentality. Because if you got a mentality where, oh, this guy, if he throws a left hook, he's going to hurt me, I'm worried, then you can't be the best pressure fighter you can because you won't be able to give your own offense with confidence. You won't be able to walk through fire, avoid the jab, and get in. You might get countered, but if you don't believe in your chin, or you're worried about his power, as a pressure fighter, that takes a lot out of you. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Well, I'm not looking forward to anything, but I don't know if they're going to fight. But I would look forward to a third fight. I'd welcome it. But right now, I can't see it happening at all. If they were to fight a third time, it'd have to be through some weird way. You know. But the beef is on. Dereck don't like him. Dereck. But this is this ain't no friendship for Dereck. This is just fighting. And maybe Dillian thought there was a bit of friendship in it because of the way they embraced in the second fight. But Dereck's saying, nah, forget that, bro. I want you. Every time I fight you, I feel like I can beat you. You won the first fight in the skin of your teeth. In the second fight, there was issues there. But now that I'm working with Matchroom, I will beat you now. Eddie's got my back, so the referee won't talk rubbish this time. I'm just saying what I believe is in Dereck's head.